by striking a surface. The rhythm, Pakhawaj and Sri Madhav may come from different musical traditions, but they belong to the same family and share important qualities, rich sounds, rhythmic patterns, and a deep spiritual purpose. According to the Natya Shastra, these instruments help connect performers and the audiences to a higher level of consciousness, making them a bridge to the divine. Whether used in classical or folk settings, they all play a vital role in elevating human experiences through music. So talking about the evolution of rhythm, Pakhawaj or Sri Madhav, the rhythm is the ancient Indian percussion instrument deeply rooted in the traditions of Indian classical music. According to the Natya Shastra, an ancient text on performing arts attributed to the sage Bharat Muni, composed around 200 BCE to 200 CE, Lord Vishwakarma is said to have created 100 different kinds of rhythm in that period of time. So we get, according to the Natya Shastra, we get 100 different kinds of rhythms, which now when we see the dhol or the dholak or the tablas or any kind of, the drums which are barrel shaped, which are facing towards upwards to the sky, or those instruments which we hold it around our arms, these all were mridangas and were categorized in three different mridangas. So the barrel-shaped mridangas are called the Ankik mridangas. So in Sanskrit, our laps are called Anka. So the instrument which is kept on top of our laps or in front of our lap is the Ankik mridanga, and the instrument which faces upwards to the sky is called the Urdhva mridanga, and the instrument which entangles the performer, or you are taking the instrument in your arms, is the Alingya mridanga, where you are doing the Alingan on the instrument, or the instrument Alingan to you. So these are the three different categories of the mridanga. So these Sri Madhav and the mridangas, these all fall into the category of Ankik mridanga. So about the Pakhawaj, over time as artisans experimented with metals and woods to improve its design, the instrument was renamed Pakshavadya. So in Sanskrit, our shoulders and these hands are called Paksha. So these instruments were named Pakshavadya. So this word Pakhawaj has come from the Pakshavadya, and also it's a form of word which came from the medieval period. It was also called the Pak Awaz, which means particular awaz. So it's a combination of two words where it was taken from the Paksha, where we get the Pakha, and awaz becomes the Pakhawaj. About the Sri Madhav, the word Sri is a respect given to the instrument, and the ancient name for Madhav was Madhav, which comes from the period of Sangeet Ratnakar. The Sangeet Ratnakar, a classical treatise on music and performing arts, was written by the ancient Indian scholar and musician Sharangadeva. It is believed to have been composed around the 13th century, specifically during the reign of the Yadava dynasty in present Maharashtra. The term Abhidhamsha. So here we get the corrupted word Pakshavadya, which refers to the linguistic evolution from the classical Sanskrit, representing the vernacular languages that emerged in medieval India, 6th to 13th century. So we have the similar tonal qualities. I could not bring the Sri Madhav with me because it is very tough to carry two instruments of same size and nowadays it is really hard to carry both instruments together, so I could not bring the instrument, but the tonal quality is same, but the only difference is the finger placings. But here in case of Pakhavat, we use the entire palm here to slap the instrument and create the sound of ta. So this is the technique to play ta using your palm. The entire palm is used. Here, the application of fingers are very rare. And in case of Sri Madhav, the entire tone is it comes from these fingers, from the fingertips. So this is much more open. It has much more open sound. So this is only the difference where we get the tone here. It's a closed tonal quality, and here we get the open sound. So this is the only difference. Otherwise, we have both open and closed syllables with both instruments. There are similar tonal qualities. And the rhythmic patterns, both the rhythm and Pakhavat follow complex rhythms called tala. In classical Indian music, these rhythms are also present in the Sri Madhav in folk performances. The performer must stay in sync with these rhythms to create a unified experience. In both classical and folk music, the rhythm helps connect the performer to the inner self and to the audience. The spiritual purpose. The music has a spiritual purpose to elevate the consciousness of both the performer and the audience. Both the rhythm and Pakhavat in classical music and the Sri Madhav in folk music are used to help people reach a higher spiritual state. The deep rhythms and tones guide the performers and listeners towards a more profound emotional and spiritual experience. Whether in classical music or folk music, these instruments help everyone connect with the divine and experience something greater than themselves. Bringing people closer to the divine. In both classical and folk traditions, the goal of music is to bring the performer and the audience closer to the divine through the power of sound and rhythm. The Natya Shastra suggests that these instruments, by producing the right rhythms and tunes, help open the heart and mind to spiritual awareness. The cognitive and spiritual connections between classical and folk music, despite their differences, both Indian classical and Nepali folk music share key elements like rhythmic structure. Both traditions rely on complex rhythmic cycles, tala, and playing these instruments requires intense mental focus to maintain rhythm and structure. So the spiritual expression in both classical and folk traditions, music is a spiritual experience. The instruments help performers connect with a higher consciousness, whether through the deep rhythms of the Pakhavat in classical music or the combined singing, drumming and dancing in folk performances. So the cultural storytelling, both the Pakhavat and the Sri Madhav are used to tell stories and express emotions. Music is a way of sharing culture, traditions and spiritual beliefs with the community. So here I start with the performance. this connects directly with your heart. This is the heart. Speaks and this was the prime instrument to accompany the shlokas from the Vedas. For instance, if I recite the Shivastuti here, ध्यायन्ति योगिनः कामधुक्खं चैव ओंकाराय नमो नमः। The tone is very important here. The pitch. This was the prime instrument during the Vedic age. This mridanga used to accompany the shlokas from the Vedas. And Pakauch is influenced by all these things, and it's very spiritual in that case, where we have different compositions which is composed for Lord Shiva, Ganesh, Kali, or different deities. So here we have those kind of compositions which are especially an offering, a musical offering for a specific deity. So I would like to recite the Shiva Param, and the compositions are called Param here in the case of the Param. So this is how the fashion is. So the drum, the sound of the drum roll is dimmer, 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 dimmer. Dimmer, 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 bhajan the drum roll, dhulna vede rantamanta, tarata, tarata, nahi, nahi. Bhag chandra jakamli ganga, karata, har har, bhasna anubhi vajayna parane, nasati shiva ananda data, dhagina, 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 dinda, tarnada, pirkuta, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. So this is how we offer our music to Shiva. This is how the Damru sounds. This is how it is played. We have different compositions related with the other deities too, like the Ganesha. And similarly, we have some compositions dedicated to the Bhima Kali, where I have this privilege of recording this track with the international. And I would love to play this. We have recorded this in Shigalite. I would love to share you this song. Bhima Kali Jai Ma Ambe Jai Jai Janani Jai 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 Dande Mridang Garbhani Suni. Sorry. Bhima Kali Jai Ma Ambe Jai Jai Janani Jai Jai Dande Mridang Garbhani Suni Prasanna Ambe Takita Kadita 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 Adi Shakti Sriya Vahini So to produce the same quality connections with the divine. And there is a shloka in Sangeeta Ratnakar where it says, where Sharandev says, Veena Vadana Tattva Shruti Gyan Vishaladana Aragasya Aprayasena Moksha Gati vegetable. So he wants to tell that a person who plays the veena and has the jnana of Shruti definitely gets moksha, but the performer of a practitioner of the tala or rhythmic instrument to play here directly gets the salvation or the moksha. So this is what it is written. Because these things are so intricate, these have these kind of complex rhythmic patterns where we have to deal with. So this is a kind of a spiritual connection which you can build, and this same kind of procedure is also followed in the folk music culture. So here, these are the techniques or the kind of presentations where we play for the katha or Vrindavan. But in the style of folk music, I would like to present a song because, as I told you, the Madhav player, the Sri Madhav player, plays the instrument and he has to sing along with the instrument. I'm not a good singer, I'm not a singer, but I will try my best. I've stopped this tantra because the folk music has such kind of notes which will sound Vivadi, they have Vivadi voice. How are you doing? And I have a sore throat since this morning, so I'm not singing so well. So we have a competition in Tal Shyami, which is 8-week cycle, and it talks about the victory of Lord Rama when he defeated Ravan and when he came back to Ayodhya and how people celebrated their Ayodhya. So this is the song about the victory of Sri Rama. So the Sri Madhav player will give an introduction which is called the Parichaya. Please come inside. Please. This is my last competition. It was his dream to, come in such. Come and visit such seminars where these kind of Indian classical and folk music traditions will be talked about. I'm dedicating this song to him today. So this is called Parichaya. Now the song begins. So this is a very complex rhythmic cycle where you would be able to catch the sound. And the song can be sung from different ways. note sounds a little bit off, but these kind of songs were composed in these tunes. So these notes were composed according to the Madhav. That is why it is very important for a Madhav player to sing along with the instrument. here. So the first part is the question from Radha. This still has a question. Once you put who is the one? Once you put and then at last she guesses that might be Krishna. So these are the there are a lot of things here which I would like to say, but these things are so vast and it's so deep that everything cannot be covered in a single moment. So I would like to play a little bit of Kathavat, if you would allow me to. It's just a storytelling. It's about the Muti Gadipar, where the palaces used to have the curtains made up of pearls, and someday it happened to fall off from the strings, and then the type of sound production it has. So the bounce, the sound of that pearl which bounces on the floor was composed by Lala Nigel. That's my style, where I've been learning in Calcutta. So the composition is. So this is the 12-beat cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So this is the 12-beat cycle where the composition is composed. These are the compositions when the birds bounce on the floor. It's called the Moti Ladi Parade. The combination of rainfall and thunderstorms.
Mesmerizing us with your versatile artistry. Let me remind you, audience, we have Nishanjit's workshop tomorrow. We have the workshop. Just check the timing. Right, we have the workshop from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Please don't forget to register for the workshop tomorrow. Nishanji, big round of applause for Nishanji once again, please. Thank you everyone. So on to our academic sessions again, the parallel sessions. We have 2 parallel sessions scheduled for today. Parallel session 1. Parallel session 1 will take place here in this room, that is room number 119, and parallel session 2 is in room number 125. I believe it's just across this room. So for panel session 1, we have papers by Shavnik Chakraborty, Dr. Sharmishta Devdotto, and Ashmita Shaw. The session will be chaired by Professor Bani Prabhupada. Panel session 2, the panel of social and textual discourse and consciousness. We have Shubhajit Shamanto and Shankhapradeep Ghosh, to be chaired by Professor Prakash Joshi. Panel session 1, the discussions will be on literary discourses and cultural consciousness. Presenters, if you need audio visual support, please get in touch. Please get in touch with the organizing committee. That is all about. We do have another interesting lecture demonstration by Dr. Sanchita Chaudhary from 5:30 p.m. onwards. Please be there for the session. Small session. Panel session 2 is in room number 126, right across this room. Room 126.